Hello everyone, I welcome you all to my online classes. This is Om Maths Corner. Today we shall discuss limits and derivatives for the students of class 11 subject mathematics. The very first topic, limits. So let us proceed now.
Exercise 13.1. Today our topic is limits and derivatives for the students of class 11 from this chapter limits and derivatives towards the exercise 13.1 we shall proceed. In this exercise mainly we are interested to discuss the topic limits. The very introduction, what is limit? This is the first day we are going to start what is the meaning of limit. Symbolically we write limit x tends to a of f of x is equal to L, right? Symbolically this is the way how we write. In general, what we say here, x tends to a, x approaches to a, or we say as x approaches to a comma f of x approaches to L, then this L is called limit. Limit of the function f of x, right? Now we shall try to understand this with the help of one example. Suppose we have the function is f of x is equal to x square minus 4 divide x minus 2, where x is not equal to 2, right? Now we take x axis, this is x axis, and here x is equal to 2, okay, and this side is the left hand side of x is equal to 2, and this side is right hand side of x is equal to 2. We just move a little bit to the right side. Suppose the distance right side we have covered equal to h distance, very small distance, right? 2 plus h. Similarly, if we move towards left side, h distance left side, so this becomes, this point is 2 minus h, and this point was 2 plus h. Now what is h? H is very small quantity. Suppose this is equal to h is equal to 0.01, right? So what happens, this becomes 2 plus h, 2 plus h becomes 2.01, right? Similarly here this becomes 2 minus 0.01, which is equal to 1.99, right? Now we proceed. We put this value here in f of x. Left side we substitute, then this becomes x square. X square mean 1.99 whole square minus 4 divide 1.99 minus 2. Now what is the square of 1.99? This is equal to 3.9601 minus 4 divide 1.99 minus 2 is equal to minus 0.01, right? Further we subtract them. This value is equal to minus 0.0399 divide minus 0.01, right? Further we calculate this is equal to 3.99, right? Similarly we take right hand side. Let us see what happens. Right hand side we proceed here. We take x is equal to 2 plus h, that is 2.01. Then f of x becomes 2.01 whole square minus 4 divide 2.01 minus 2, right? So this is equal to, we solve this now, this is equal to 4.0401 minus 4 divide, this is equal to 0.01, right? Again solving this becomes 0.0401 divide 0.01. Finally what is the answer? The answer is 4.01, right? So what we see, final result we see, this is the final result, this is the final answer. When we put x is equal to 1.99 and right hand side when we put x is equal to 2.01, then 4.01 is the answer. Now what we see in these two results, approximate what is the value. 3.99 means approximately this is equal to 4. Similarly here also approximately 4.01, also this is equal to 4, right? Moreover this h is also very small quantity, this is approximately equal to 0. Okay, so this is the definition of the limit. What is the definition? As x approaches to a, as x approaches to h, the limit of the function is L. What is L? This is 4. Approximately this is 4. As we consider this approximately equal to 0, not equal to 0, just equal to 0. So how we write it as? Firstly we say left-handed limit. Okay, this is equal to limit x approaches to 2. Left-handed limit mean here we put minus sign, okay, of the function f of x. So this limit value we have got the answer 3.99, approximately this is equal to 4. So left-handed limit the value is 4. Similarly right-handed limit, we write this as limit x approaches to 2, we put plus sign for right-handed limit case f of x. The answer here we see this was 4. So this is way we can introduce the meaning of limit, right? One more final result we shall apply. When we take in place of h is equal to 0.01, we are going to take h is equal to 0.001. Let us see what happens. Again here we take f of x is equal to x square minus 4 divide x minus 2, where x is not equal to 2, right? Now left hand, what is the limit? Find limit x approaches to 2 f of x. right? First of all, we see rough calculation. X square minus 4 divide x minus 2 f of x. This means x minus 2 into x plus 2 divide x minus 2, because x minus 2 is not equal to 0, cancelled, so this is equal to x plus 2. F of x mean y is equal to x plus 2, so we have the table. Here the values of x, here the values of y. If we take x is equal to 0, then y becomes 2. If we take x is equal to 2, then but we cannot take x is equal to 2. In place of 2 we take suppose we take x is equal to 1, then what happens? 1 plus 2y is equal to 3, right? So now what happens to the graph? We have x axis and y axis, right? This is y axis and this is x axis. X is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Similarly, y is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? When x is 0, then y is 2, that is this point. Similarly, when x is 1, then y is 3, so this point. Now joining these 2 points, we have the line. This is the line, this is the graph of this function. Now what was given? This also passes through x is equal to 2, but we cannot dark this. This is not darkened as these 2 points are darkened, because we have already taken that x is not equal to 2. So here, from here we are going to take the limit, right? From left side we take here left handed limit. At x is equal to 2, we say limit x approaches to 2 minus subscript f of x. This is equal to limit x approaches to 2 minus what was the function? This was x plus 2, right? Or we can say the whole function. What was this? X square minus 4 divide x minus 2. Here, as we have said that we shall take h is equal to 0.01. So what we are doing here now, this becomes, let h is equal to 0.01. So we take x equal to 2. Therefore 2 x approaches to 2 becomes x is equal to 2 minus 0.001, right? What is the answer? This is equal to 1.999. Now what happens here? This is equal to 1.999 whole square minus 4 divide 1.999 minus 2. This is equal to 3.99601 minus 4. Similarly, here this becomes minus 0.001. So further this is equal to minus 0.003999 divide minus 0.001. So lastly we can say this is equal to 3.999. So this was left handed limit. Similarly, now we are going to discuss about right handed limit. Right handed limit. So here we take limit x approaches to 2 plus subscript f of x. This is equal to limit x approaches to 2 x square minus 4 divide x minus 2. Okay, here we put 2.001. So 2.001 whole square minus 4 divide 2.001 minus 2. So let us see what is the answer. This becomes 4.004001, right? Divide again, this is 0.001. Now dividing this we have minus 4. So again this becomes 4.001. So this was right handed limit. This is our right handed limit and this was our left handed limit. 3.999. Approximately this is equal to 4. Here this is also approximately equal to 4, but x is not equal to 2. So this is the meaning of the limit. Okay, mean to say we are not going to put exactly x is equal to 2, just approximately we are reaching towards 2. Then what is the value we find that of the function, given function? That value is called limit. So this way we see that according to the consideration, consider the following function. H of x is equal to x square minus 4 divide x minus 2, where x is not equal to 2. Compute the value of h of x for values of x very near to 2 but not at 2. Convince yourself that all these values are near to 4. This is somewhat strengthened by considering the graph of the function y is equal to hx given here. This is the graph. Okay, so this is the graph. H of x is equal to x square minus 4 divide x minus 2, where x is not equal to 2, right? Now after observing this graph, what we see, the in all these illustrations the value which the function should assume at a given point x is equal to a did not really depend on how is x tending to a. Note that there are essentially two ways x could approach a number a, either from left or from right. That is, all the values of x near a could be less than a or could be greater than a. This naturally leads to two limits. Negative, first one is the right hand limit and the second one is left hand limit. Right hand limit of a function f of x is that value of f of x which is dictated by the values of f of x when x tends to a from the right Similarly, the left hand limit, we can solve that. To illustrate this, consider the function. Again we have this function f of x is equal to, the value of the function is 1 when x is less than or equal to 0. F of x is equal to 2 when x is greater than 0. So this is the graph of the function when x is less than 0, that is left side of y-axis. Right side of y-axis mean y is taking the value 2, right? Graph of this function is shown here. It is clear that the value of f at 0 dictated by values of f of x with x is less than or equal to 0 equals 1, right here. That is the left hand limit of the function at 0 is 1. Okay, similarly what we say, the value of f function at 0 dictated by values of f of x with x is greater than 0 equals 2. That is the right hand limit of the function is function at 0 is 2. This is the limit 2. Left handed limit was 1, right handed limit is 2. So in this case what happens? In this case the right and left hand limits are different, and hence we say that the limit of the function as x tends to 0 does not exist, even though the function is defined at 0. So this is the way we say that limit does not exist. If left hand limit and right hand limit both are equal, then we say that limit exists, otherwise this does not exist. So what is the summary? We say limit x approaches to a left handed limit of the function f of x is expected value of f at x is equal to a, given the values of f near x to the left of a. This value is called the left hand limit of f at a. We say limit x approaches to a, this positive subscript sign symbol f of x is the expected value of f at x is equal to a, given the values of f near x to the right of a. This value is called the right hand limit of function f of x at a. If the right and left hand limits coincide, that means if they are equal, we call that common value as the limit of the function at x is equal to a, and we denote this by limit x approaches to a, f of x is equal to L. Now consider this table here. X is taking the values 4.9, 4.95, 4.99, 4.995, 5.001, 5.01, 5.1, right? Approximately equal to 5. X is approximately tending towards 5. From left side mean from this is the, and right side mean this is the right side, right? Now accordingly, what is the value of the function? 14.995, this is approximately equal to 15. 14.99, this is also approximately equal to 15. Okay, 14.95, this is also approximately equal to 15. This is also equal to approximately equal to 15. From right hand side, if we see 15.001, this is also equal to 15, approximately equal to 15. So left handed limit of the function at x is, when x approaches to 5, the limit is 15. Right handed limit of the function f of x when x approaches to 5, the limit is again 15. So if left handed limit is equal to right handed limit, both are equal same, then we say limit exists and that limit is equal to 15. Okay, consider one more example. This is the table, one more table, right? Right here x is 0 0.9, 0 0.99, 0 0.9991. Okay, this was left side, so approximately x is equal to 1. Okay, here this is the right hand side, left handed limit, right handed limit we are going to discuss. After watching this table, we come towards the limits. Limit x approaches to 1, left handed limit, this is also equal to 1, because 0.997 approximately equal to 1, 0.970 this is also approximately. When we take very close, this value is very close to 1 and this value is also very close to 1. So we take the very close values, very close values. So we take limit x approaches to 1 when x is equal to 0.999, or when x is equal to 1.001, then we take x right handed limit. Okay, so this way we say here limit x approaches to 1, left handed limit, answer is 1, because limit this was 0.997 approximately equal to 1, right handed limit also 1.003, this is also approximately equal to 1. So left handed limit is 1, right handed limit is also equal to 1, left handed limit equal to right handed limit. So what is the limit of the given function? This is 1. So this way we say that the limit exists. Now we shall discuss about the algebra of limits. Okay, what is the algebra of the limits? This is the addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Okay, so let us see this theorem. What is this? Let f and g be two functions such that both limit x approaches to a f of x and limit x approaches to a g of x exist. Then limit of the sum of two functions is sum of the limits of the function, that is limit x approaches to a f of x plus g of x. We can write this way, limit x approaches to a f of x plus taking separately limit x approaches to a that of g of x. Okay, similarly we can take the difference function, the limit of the difference functions. Also the product case that is discussed here, that is written here, and in case of division also we can write this way. Okay, moreover if lambda is any constant, then this constant can be taken, can be written outside, and only we can take the limit x approaches to a f of x. Okay, so after that we come to the limit of polynomials and rational functions, right? So suppose f of x is any polynomial like this, a naught plus a1x plus a2x square and so on up to a n x raised to power n. Now we know that limit x approaches to a f x is equal to a. Similarly, what is the limit of x square? This becomes a into a square. So what we say, limit x approaches to a x raised to power n is equal to a raised to power n. So finally the result, limit x approaches to a f of x, the value of the polynomial function we have inserted here, and separately we substitute the values, so this becomes f of a. Okay, make sure that you understand the justification for each step in the above, that is the algebra of the limits should be clear to each and every one. Now we have second theorem, for any positive integer n, limit x approaches to a x raised to power n minus a raised to power n upon x minus a is equal to n into a raised to power n minus 1. Okay, so let us see first of all what is the expansion of this x raised to power n minus a raised to power n. we can write this as x minus a into this bracket, right? So now substituting this value here, limit x approaches to a, x raised to power n minus x a raised to power n, this x minus a in the numerator and in the denominator is cancelled, so we are left with only this second bracket here. So now what we do, we put x is equal to a, then finally we get this result n into a raised to power n minus 1. So one result we have got. Now this should be on the fingers whenever we are going to solve the questions in connection with limits. Limit x approaches to a, x raised to power n minus a raised to power n whole divide x minus a is equal to n into a raised to power n minus 1. We can see this example, limit x approaches to 1, x raised to power 15 minus 1 whole divide x raised to power 10 minus 1. So how to solve this question? This is the way, x raised to power 15 minus 1 whole divide x minus 1 divide x raised to power 10 minus 1 upon x minus 1. Okay, this is cancelled. So this is just like the formula we have discussed. What was the formula here? X raised to power n minus a raised to power n upon x minus a. So formula says n into a raised to power n minus 1. So here also we put n is equal to 15, so 15 into a is 1, so 15 into 1 raised to power 15 minus 1. In this case n is equal to 10, so 10 into a raised to power n minus 1. So 15 divided 10 equal to 3 upon 2 is the final answer to this question. Now what about the limits of trigonometric functions, right? The following facts stated as theorems about functions in general come in handy in calculating limits of some trigonometric functions, right? Theorem third, let f and g be two real valued functions with the same domain such that f of x is less than or equal to g of x for all x in the domain of definition for some a, if both limit x approaches to a f of x and limit x approaches to a g of x exist, then limit x approaches to a f of x is less than or equal to limit x approaches to a of g of x. Okay, so like this is the graph. We can understand f of x and this function is g of x, so they coincide here at the same point, right? If f of x is less than or equal to g of x, then their limit is also same, right? Now next theorem we have sandwich theorem. What says this? Let f, g and h, here we consider three functions, be real functions such that g of x is greater than or equal to f of x and less than or equal to h of x. Then here we have the three functions, y is equal to f of x, g of x, h of x, right? So limit exist mean this is limit x approaches to a f of x is also equal to L, that of limit x approaches to f a of h of x, this is also equal to L, and that of limit x approaches to a of g of x is also equal to L. So this is the limit point. Okay, so at x is equal to a. So this is the introduction. Moreover, if we
First of all, we know that sine of x, this is the expression of sine of x, expanded form of sine of x, x minus x raised to power 3 upon 3 factorial plus x raised to power 5 upon 5 factorial minus x raised to power 7 upon 7 factorial plus x raised to power 9 upon 9 factorial and so on. Now in the next step we are going to divide by x both sides. Now what happens? This becomes sine of x upon x, taking x common in the right hand side, in the numerator. So x in the numerator, x in the denominator, they
get cancelled. So we are left with 1 minus out of x cube, this is now x square upon 3 factorial, no change. Out of x raised to power 5, this has remained x raised to power 4 upon 5 factorial, and likewise other terms also. Now in the next step, taking x approaches to 0. Wherever you find x, you put 0 in the right hand side. Limit x approaches to 0 is the operator which is assigned to the left side here and here. So now what happens? We see, except the first term, all the terms contains x in the numerator. So as soon as x approaches to 0, all these terms, no matter they are in plus or they are in minus, all these terms, they will come to be equal to 0. So we are left with only 1. So this is the famous formula, limit x approaches to 0, sin x upon x is equal to 1. Standard limit. This is the standard limit. My dear friends, once again, we know that exponential function in the expanded form is this. E raised to power x is equal to 1 plus x upon 1 factorial plus x square upon 2 factorial plus x raised to power 3 upon 3 factorial plus x raised to power 4 upon 4 factorial, and so on. Now what we are going to do? We are subtracting by 1 both sides. Minus 1 in red ink in the left hand side, minus 1 in red ink in the right hand side also. So this plus 1, this minus 1 outside the bracket, they get cancelled. So we are left with x upon 1 factorial plus x square upon 2 factorial plus x cube upon 3 factorials. Other terms are not changed. So in the very next step, we are going to divide left hand side by x as well as right hand side by x. So in the right hand side, each and every terms contain x. So taking that x common, this x in the numerator and denominator, that will get cancelled. So we are left with 1 plus x out of x square, this is now x upon 2 factorial, this becomes x square upon 3 factorial, x cube upon 4 factorial, and so on. In the next step, insert this limit x approaches to 0 both sides. So right hand side, first term is 1, and except this first term, every term that contains x. So as soon as we put x is equal to 0, that is x approaches to 0, all the terms becomes 0. So the result is limit x approaches to 0, e power x minus 1 upon x is equal to 1. Now let us discuss the working rule to find left hand limit and right hand limit. First of all, to find left hand limit, which is denoted as limit x approaches to a minus sine of f of x. Here what we do, we put x is equal to a minus h, where h is considered greater than 0 but very small number. So as x approaches to a, h becomes 0. That is, h approaches to 0. So in the next step, we write limit x approaches to a minus of f of x is equal to limit h approaches to 0 f of a minus h. That is, we replace this x by a minus h. Similarly, to the right hand limit, we take limit x approaches to a f of x. Here, in place of x is equal to a minus h, we move towards right side. Here we moved towards from left side. Here we are moving from right side. So a plus h, something extra in a. This was something subtracted from a. So again h is greater than 0. Here also, as x approaches to 0, x approaches to a, h approaches to 0. So limit x approaches to a, right side limit of the function becomes limit h approaches to 0, f of a plus h.
Now we shall try to solve a few questions of the exercise 13.1 also. The very first question is limit x approaches to 3, x plus 3. Now what to do? Here very simple, just put x is equal to 3 directly. This becomes 3 plus 3 which is equal to 6. 6 is the answer to this question. Now taking second question, limit x approaches to pi, x minus 22 upon 7. Okay, now don't try to take the value of pi. What is pi? Pi is also equal to 22 upon 7. This is not to do here. Just what should be the answer? In place of x we put pi minus 22 divide 7. So this is the limit of this question. Okay, now taking question number 3, limit r approaches to 1 pi r square. Here also what we do, pi r square, we just put pi as it is. The value of r we are considering this 1, pi into 1 square which becomes equal to pi. This is the limit of this function. Okay, now coming towards question number 4. What is this? Question number 4 is limit x approaches to 4, 4x plus 3 divide x minus 2. First of all we try to put directly x is equal to 4. Then what happens? 4 into 4 plus 3 divide 4 minus 2. 4 into 4 is 16. 16 plus 3 is 19 divide 2. So 19 divide 2 is the answer to this question number 4. Now coming towards question number 5. Limit x approaches to minus 1. This is question number 5. Limit x approaches to minus 1. So what is the function? In place of x we substitute minus 1. So this becomes minus 1 raised to power 10 plus minus 1 raised to power 5 plus 1 divide. In place of x we put minus 1 minus 1. So this is equal to minus 1 raised to power 10 is plus 1, and here minus 1 raised to power 5 becomes minus 1. Last is plus 1, divide minus 1 becomes minus 2, right? So this plus minus cancelled, so we are left with minus 1 upon 2. So this minus 1 upon 2 is the limit of the given function. Now what is there in question number 6? Next is, this is the question, limit x approaches to 0, x plus 1 whole raised to power 5 minus 1 divide x. So my dear students, here if we directly put x is equal to 0, then what happens? 0 plus 1 whole raised to power 5 minus 1 upon 0. Now here the thing is, denominator mm, is equal to 0 makes the function not defined, not defined. So we have to change the way how we were solving the question. So we cannot put directly equal to 0. This process is wrong. So what the new process we should follow? Let us see. We first of all, now this limit x approaches to 0, x plus 1 whole raised to power 5, x plus 1 whole raised to power 5, we can say this is equal to x plus 1 whole raised to power 2 into x plus 1 whole raised to power 2 into x plus 1, if we don't know how to open the bracket. Okay, so first of all this becomes x square plus 2x plus 1 into again x square plus 2x plus 1 into x plus 1. So finally we have x raised to power 5 plus 5 into x square, x raised to power 4 plus 10 into x raised to power 3 plus 10 into x raised to power 2 plus 5 into x plus 1. So this is how we can open this bracket. So this function becomes now x raised to power 5 plus 5x raised to power 4 plus 10x raised to power 3 plus 10x raised to power 2 plus 5 into x plus 1. Outside the bracket this is written here minus 1 whole divide x. So first of all what we do, this plus 1 and minus 1 is cancelled, so we are left with limit x approaches to 0, right? So this is x power 5 plus 5x power 4 plus 10x raised to power 3 plus 10x raised to power 2 plus 5x whole divide x. So because x is not equal to 0, we can take x common. So this is equal to limit x approaches to 0, taking x common we have x raised to power 4 plus 5x raised to power 3 plus 10x raised to power 2 plus 10x raised to power 1 plus 5 divide x, right? Now this x and this denominator x is cancelled. Now we put x is equal to 0 in rest of the terms, that is 0 raised to power 4 plus 5 into 0 raised to power 3 plus 10 into 0 raised to power 2 plus 10 into 0 plus 5. So what you say, what is the final answer? This is equal to 5. So 5 is the final answer to this question. So limit x approaches to 0, x plus 1 whole raised to power 5 minus 1 whole divide x. First of all, if we put directly equal to 0, then this becomes 0 upon 0 form. Okay, 0 upon 0 form, this means indeterminate form, or simply denominator is equal to 0 makes the function not defined, even numerator is also equal to 0. So this path we have changed, we opened this bracket like this and substituted the value x equal to 0, and finally we got the limit 5. Okay, so this was all about the limits in the first video. The rest of the questions they will be discussed in the second video. So see carefully, enjoy the learning.